it's Mariska here, and I'm going to show you today how you can actually take an old t-shirt and make your very own t-shirt bag in under 10 minutes. I know a lot of you guys are probably sitting at home, and now is a great opportunity to actually go through all those cupboards and find all these old clothes that you don't use anymore or doesn't fit, and actually convert it to something really cool. So what's great about this bag is that you don't have to go out and actually buy a whole bunch of stuff to make it. It's a really fun activity as well to do at home with your family. If you've got kids that need some activities to do and you want to get some really great bags, it's a great way to actually do that and to get the family involved. So here I've got my t-shirt, and let's give it a second life. So what you need is a t-shirt, you need scissors, and if you have a measuring tape, you could use that. Otherwise, we can just kind of go with it. If you have chalk, use it. If you don't stress about it. We can just kind of wing it. It's okay. And for the t-shirt, try not to steal your family members' t-shirts. But obviously, the bigger the t-shirt is, the bigger the bag will be. So there's basically two styles of the bag. You're gonna have this, where you don't have the tassels and ruffles visible, or you can do it where you're gonna have that visible. So that's kind of the two styles, and you need to select what style you want to do before you start knotting. So the first few steps are actually pretty much the same. So let's dig in. So if you have a plain t-shirt that does not have any printing on, so it's just plain, this obviously has printing on, but say if you were just to have a plain t-shirt, then it doesn't really matter which side needs to be inside or outside. Obviously it's just you going to have a visible hem in the insides, but you are going to cut some of it off. So and if you've got a really cool design, so I think this is quite cool, and I would like to have this sign visible, then we need to take that into account when we are going to do the knotting. But first of all, let's get to the cutting. So firstly, I'm going to cut off the sleeves as well as the collar. So you can either use your chalk and mark it out, just what your handles is going to be. So you can either mark it out, or you can just wing it. So I want this part of the design, so I'm just gonna cut it like that. Okay. So when you start cutting, it's really important to make sure that you cut both layers, just to reduce the work that you're doing. And these little leftover pieces that we've got here, don't throw them away. They are great to actually use as like cloths around the house. So whenever you need something that's going to get extremely dirty, these are the type of cloths you can use instead of using your really expensive ones. So don't throw it away. Okay, now we've cut kind of the top and the bottom. So these are going to be, whoops, let's get in there. So these are going to be my arms, or the arms is actually my like bag handles, and the collar is where the opening of the bag's going to be. So now to cut the bottom of the bag, and if you've got a very long t-shirt and you don't want such a long or big bag, you can actually shorten it. But I quite might like this, but in order to fix the bag with the no-sew method, I need around 8 to 10 centimeters, so that's about 3 to 4 inches at the bottom. You can either draw a line all the way around. Oops. And again, you can measure it or you can just wing it. So measuring it up to about 10, so that's about there. Okay, and now I'm just going to start cutting, and I'm going to cut about 2 centimeter strips, so that's about a 3/4 of an inch. The first cut I'm going to make is actually here, just to cut this, and I'm cutting it all the way to my line, so about 8 to 10 centimeters. So I'm doing that on both sides. Whoops. It's a little bit more difficult on the floor than on the table. So just gonna cut it. Okay. And now again, you can actually measure it out if you want for 2 centimeters all the way. Then this bag's no longer going to be an under 10-minute bag. So it's just easier to just kind of go. Please make sure that you grab both the sides. You want you want both layers. You want to basically cut both the layers at the same time, so it saves you a little bit of work, and you're going to cut it to the top. Okay, so I'm just cutting it like so. So now I have my little strips. So you don't want these too short because it will make it a little bit harder to actually knot when you start knotting. So yeah, you've basically cut it and it's ready in the strips. So now is where you're going to decide whether you're going to have the tassels like this one on the outside. So if you like this look, or if you want it hidden in the inside like so. So this is where you decide it. If not, you're gonna have a wrong bag. So I want the tassels to be outside with this bag, and I want the logo or the pattern of the t-shirt to be visible. So I'm just gonna keep it as is. And I'm going to start knotting. So I'm going to start with the 2 sides. So just this side, and I'm going to knot it. Okay. Once. And I'm going to give it 2 knots. Okay. And then just the other side of the bag. Okay. So these 2, and just give it a knot. So I'm just going to give each one a knot, just like once and twice. So if you do a double knot, it's just going to be stronger. Okay, and I'm going to put the t-shirt down so it's easier for me to see which knots go together. Okay, so all of the ruffles, tassels, is actually folded, and if you really get close, you can actually see that there's some little holes in between because I've just folded it. And now I'm just going to do an extra knot, but crisscrossing it. And what I mean with that is if you hold your bag like this, you're going to skip the first one that you need to make a knot, and then take one from the bottom, one from the top, and you can again just give it one really tight knot. You don't have to double it. Again, from the top and bottom. Crisscrossed it, and I can see no visible holes. If there were any of, okay, just gonna give it a little bit of shake. Everything seems to be in place, and you can basically just keep it like that. If there were some of the knots that you feel isn't strong enough, then you can just go ahead and give that a double tie. But basically, that's it. That's your bag. So if you have like an anti-fray glue, then you can just basically put it on the edges if you would like to. It's not really required, but it just depends on your t-shirt. Some of the t-shirts might have an issue where it's going to get loose a little, especially where you've just cut it. But that's it. That's how easy it is to make your own t-shirt bag. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you actually found this really valuable, maybe share it with someone else that would love to see this video as well. And if you have any questions, just leave them below. And if you've made your very own t-shirt bag, please let me know. Send me a photo. I would love to see how it came out. And I hope you guys have a super wonderful day.